Bandai Card Fest is officially over and the finals was swept by Blurple. However, many players are ready to hard counter the deck with various strategies and tech cards. Let me take you on my BCF journey to topping 2 NTCs and show you how you can pilot Blurple to go undefeated post-regionals. Hi guys, Oki here. Did you spend your entire paycheck on GDO3 trying to pull alt arts and SPs? Well, I did, and I had a brilliant idea. What if I spend even more money and fly to Vegas for Bandai Card Fest to win back the money I spent? So I booked my ticket, got my Blurple deck ready, and was on my way. I managed to get into the last chance qualifiers, which gave you the chance to compete at World Championships if you make it to top 32. This was the biggest tournament I ever went to and I prepared thoroughly for it. So on the day of, I went right into 10-round events and started off strong. I went 3-0 right away and was feeling good, then bam! I lost the next few games and dropped out. Not to be discouraged, I stayed up all night to modify my deck for the new meta and practice various scenarios. Feeling nervous, I went into my first NTC4 the next day. I couldn't believe it when I saw the 5-0 score on my TCG Plus app. With the momentum on my side, I went on winning second place at the next day's NTC event. Check out these bad boys! Wow! If you're wondering why I have NTC1 rewards, that's just because that's what Bandai provided to us for the event. I was quite disappointed that it wasn't Cure or Freedom, but I'm still thankful to have these in general. They're all very shiny. I will now show you how I've modified my undefeated Blurple deck from the previous video and which ratios should be changed. I will also show you how to fight against common anti-Blurple strategies like Red Ping. Lastly, I will give you the updated deck list that took me to 2 NTC victories. Let's go! So, what is the biggest threat to the deck right now? I would definitely say it's red. The current iteration of the deck runs with very few low-level units, so our pings and fatal strikes are useless cards in our deck. They drag the game out to level 5 and beyond by using close combat and improved technique to prevent us from cracking their bases, and can take down a Link First Form Barbatos in one hit. Therefore, I modified my deck to consider these while not ruining my blocker matchups. The first thing that went were the Anxias! We already have so many pings in the deck and we could remove them to make more room for more useful cards. I realized that after countless games of the level 4 adapts we put in compete with Anxias and Gundam for level 4 slots, and they clogged up my opening hand quite often. I decided to take them out for 2 copies of NT1, Gundam NT1. Even though this card is level 5, the fact that it links with Amuro is super good. The additional ping came in clutch 30% of the time as well. But don't rely on it though. I recommend not running Christina as she only applies to this one unit and is quite useless with the purple side. Call me crazy, but I've also removed 1 copy of Fatal and 1 copy of Barbatos First Form. These 2 cards. Hear me out. First Form dies so easily to any red command card and we don't want to link Mika to it if we don't have to. Fatal also does nothing against red who barely runs any unit under level 5. However, we still want 3 copies minimum to have a good time against blockers. Instead, I've sided in my anti-red tech card. Ta-da! I'm very excited. This is very unexpected. My reasoning is that red doesn't play early game units and relies on command cards to survive, so they're unlikely to crack your base. This will essentially prevent us from running out of steam with a fresh supply of tokens. If they waste their close combats on our tokens, this protects our more worthwhile cards from dying. This also essentially multiplies our copies of Corsica base, although I do think it's still the best base in the game right now. Hey guys! Now it's time for some gameplay to showcase the deck. I really wanted to show you the real-life gameplay at BCF, but I didn't want to violate any rules. So here are my best MSA games during my practice runs. Take a look. Hi guys, Oki here. I'm just gonna jump on MSA and do a couple of ranked matches. Since I talked a lot about how to fight against red, I'm hoping that I'll bump into some red decks right away. Fingers crossed! Let's see what type of deck we're gonna bump into. Going first typically means that they are an aggro deck, and red would most likely like to go first since they can use their close combat right away on their second turn without really needing to worry about the X resource. This also means that they'll be able to get to their Kashatra faster right away as well. So let's take a look and see what type of deck they have. Alright, let's see what they're about to do. Alright, they skipped a turn. I guess now it's our turn. We have a pretty good opening hand. We have 3 minis in hand, so it should give us a pretty good curve early game. I won't be using my X resource just yet since we have a couple of level 4 and 3 cards in hand. I'll just pass the turn back to them and then deploy the other 2 minis next turn. Let's see what they do since 2 resources allows them to use close combat. Okay, so they passed the turn back to us. They decided to leave their resources open, so they could mean that they're saving a command card or their blocker deck. Let's hit them with that weenie. Let's see what they do. Are they going to let me? They're contemplating. Oh, I guess they will. Right. Now it's time to deploy our weenies. There we go. And now we're set up for next turn. Let's see what they do. Let's see what they do. How they're gonna counter me. Oh, okay, they decided to deploy a red base. Okay, so they are red. Very exciting. Exactly how I want it to be. Oh, they have blue command cards as well. Okay, so red-blue deck. We now have a base with 6 HP, so that's gonna take up all our weenies to counter it. This will then waste the whole turn for me, but given that they've used up all their resources, it means that they won't be hitting at me with any command cards, which is actually great. I think I'm just gonna go in at the base with my weenies for now to clear the base. A little bit inefficient, but right now it's not really a good time to pair Arc 78 with Mika since it won't make that big of a difference. Second one. And now I'm gonna go in the third one. Alright, base is cleared. Now I'm gonna deploy my Arc 78 since it has 4 HP and it's harder for them to ping down. Whereas if I deploy the Corsica base right now, they'll most likely do something to my tall geese. Against red, I definitely prefer playing other units rather than the tall geese, since that way they cannot close combat them as easily. There it is, as expected. They decided to deploy another base and waste their improved technique on my Little Weenie. They also used up all their resources, so I'm rather safe right now. Phew. Given that they have another 6 HP base, I could pair Mika with Arc 78 if I wanted to, but I think I'm just gonna deploy a base and dig for another card. Okay, they gave me another base with a base. Fine. So now I guess the best option is still to pair Mika with Arc 78 and hit their base. And I'm just gonna crack the base real quick so I can get 2 hits in. But remember guys, because they're red, it means that their shields can burst some command cards that will probably end up killing my little weenies, so just be careful. And that's why I'm going to activate my white base at the end of the turn, since with less units on the field, I could generate a better token. I just gave them a read. That means they'll be able to use it with their Kashatra next turn, and that's gonna kill off most likely 2 of my units. Of course, see? Another burst! All range attack. So on burst, this does 1 damage to one of my units. This makes it so the Kashatra will be able to kill me more easily next turn. Alright, so the token only has 1 HP, so that means it'll be able to be killed off quite easily. They can either use a Kashatra or they can use all range attack, so let's see what they do. Alright, there's a Kashatra, and obviously they're gonna link it with the Merida. Now they get to ping off 2 of my weenies, and then they can crash into one of my units. Okay, so they decided to crash into my weenie and left my Gundam alone, pinging it 1 on attack. But now they only have 2 shields left on their side, so we still have a good chance, guys. I'm thinking of just ignoring the Kashatra and then going all in. With just 1 unit on the field, I'm going to first activate my white base and deploy a 2/2 token. There it is. Now I'm going to swing at their shields, ignoring the Kashatra. Let's see what they burst. Okay, they got another Merida. The key here is to just ignore the Kshatriya since we want to get rid of their shield as quickly as possible, and we don't want to crash our ARC-70 into it either. Now I'm going to deploy my Corsica base because I want to get as many bodies as I can on the field. The opponent can definitely crash into my Gundam if they wanted to, but then they use their Kshatriya, and then they would need to probably use all their resources to get rid of my 2 other weenies. So let's see what they do. And thanks to all the bases I played, my hand is actually pretty healthy right now, so that's pretty good. Although my opponent has so many cards in hand, I'm hoping that I'll be able to go in with the kill to prevent them from deploying their large units. There it is, 2 improved techniques to get rid of my 2 little weenies. Oh, of course, and then they're going to use the Kshatriya to crash into my ARC-78. Makes sense. This is fine because we have units that we could deploy next turn. And since I took off with the 1 or 2 bases with it already and some shield, I basically got all the value from my ARC-78 already. Let's see if I can get a link. No, okay, fine, okay. Since we have 6 resources, I want to fill the field with as many units as possible, so I'm thinking about deploying my weenie, and my Barbatos, and my Risen. Let's do that. Oh, I'm really hoping I can draw into Amro next turn. Please! Let's see what they're gonna do. Okay, all range attack. Okay, Unicorn Banshee, interesting. Thinking on Marina. Since they only have 11 cards in their trash, they can't use their first strike just yet. Okay, swing on my base and ping down my Barbatos. Fair game. My base is gone. Let's see what they do next. Okay, I guess that's all they can do. Technically now we can go in for the game, but you never know with red, so definitely go in with your existing damaged units first. Alright, so let's swing our little weenie at their shield and see what they burst. No burst. That'd be great. Oh wow, and then that's game! Yay! Wow, the ranking is quite a lot higher than me. But yeah, I haven't been grinding on MSA recently. Woohoo! Okay, let's go for ranked game number 2. I'm really glad we bumped into a white base right away. I got to show you guys how good white bases can be in the long grinding game. Just to emphasize again, the key against red is to flood your field with as many units as possible. In the early game, I typically ignore their units and just go for a shield as much as possible. Alright, on to the next match. Let's see what we're up against. Should I go first or second? I typically prefer to go first, so let's go first with Blurple. Let's see what we run into here. I'm hoping to run into a blocker deck, that way I can showcase that although this deck is built for countering red, it will also do well against blocker decks. Alright, well, this is not the best opening hand, so let's move. Okay, well, this is not even... this might be worse. I don't have a single card I can play in the first and second level. What is this? We're definitely up against a very difficult battle here. Especially if they're playing blockers or playing on curve. There's absolutely nothing I can do at the beginning. Great. Alright, let's see what we're gonna get this turn. A 1 AP gun tank? Okay, this is better than nothing, so let's just play it out. The rule of thumb for big tournaments is to know that you should never give up. What was the worst opening hand you ever had during a tournament? Let me know in the comments below. Make me feel better, please. Alright, so we're going against the blocker deck. Very nice, with DS. Oh my god, another gun tank. There's nothing much for me to do other than playing my Corsica base, so let's set up our field. We're definitely behind on curve compared to our opponent, but since we cannot ping down their Rick DS, then let's pass the turn. All I can do right now is definitely to keep deploying units, and we're quite lucky since we have 2 armor links. That definitely gives us a bit of relief from their wall of blockers coming up. Interesting guys, decided to play Corsica base. Okay, so I guess they're more of an mid-range or like aggro version of a blue-white deck. Interesting. I'm curious as to what their late game could be. It's either the O or the Justice or something else entirely. Now I'm going to deploy my ARC-78 and Armor Link to rest their Rick Diaz and get rid of 2 of their shields. They may have Airstrike next turn, which can trade into Armor very well, but since we're already behind, this is the best way I can think of. We have to go in for a few early shield trades right away. In this case, I'm not going to go into Diaz with our gun tank because I want to get rid of as many shields as possible. And then I'm going to use my Tallgeese next because if they do bounce my Tallgeese with their Airstrike, I guess it is what it is. I'm just going to try my best to take 1 shield off at a time until we get to the win. Please don't burst. Please. Okay, fine. Okay, Kira. Oh. How much would you guys bet that Airstrike's coming out next turn? I bet you $5. Let's see. There it is. And then your Kira. Thinking your Kira. Yeah, of course. Okay. Gonna bounce my Tallgeese. Let's see what you're gonna do. Are you gonna trade with my Gundam? Aha, yes, of course. Trade with my ARC-78. Good for you. So now he's probably gonna clear my field. I wonder how he's gonna clear my gun tank. Which one is he gonna use? If I were him, I would use the Diaz, but okay, he goes in with the Tallgeese. Makes sense since he's probably want to leave his blocker standing. But now this makes it really easy for me to ping down their Tallgeese. My goal now would be to get rid of his Airstrike as fast as possible. Since he has 2 HP left, I don't really have enough ping next turn. What should I do? Oh, okay, there it is. Now we got our 2 pings. Amazing. Now I'm gonna use my gun tank to ping his Airstrike for 1. And then I'm going to adapt to ping 1 to his Airstrike and 1 to my gun tank. Very nice. I think it's gone. Other than deploying this weenie, there's not much I can do next, so I'll just pass my turn. He will probably now deploy a few more blockers this turn. We're definitely behind since they're gonna have more units on the field than we do, which is a bit worrying, but let's see what happens. Thank God we have an Armor Link in hand. We can at least deal with some of their blockers. Okay, Tulip Breath. Intuitively, we might think that we should use the NT1 and link that with Armor, but actually ARC-78 and Armor Link gives you the AP +1 for all units, and that does come in clutch. But I also know that I can definitely ping down their Tallgeese if I use the NT1. It really just depends how you would like to trade with the blockers and what your play is. Okay, let's see if we do anything else other than use her Tallgeese to crack my base. Okay, decided to pass the turn. So now I'm thinking maybe I should use the Corsica base first. This way we get a few more units on the field. Oh, very nice. We got our Fatal Strike. I'm thinking of setting up my field this turn. I can flood the field with units, and then that way next turn I can do Fatal Strike to the left and rest blocker with our Armor, and then we can go all in all at once. As long as they don't have another base, we should be pretty safe. Should I deploy the weenie or the Gundam? I have 3 resources left. I think I'm gonna deploy the ARC-78. And then we're just gonna leave all of our units active and then pass our turn. The opponent is now at level 6 and we're getting to the point in the game where blue-white becomes super strong. Let's see what they do. So hopefully I can make something happen in our next turn. Let's see what they do. Oh, interesting, they decided to deploy their Corsica base, probably for the 5 HP I assume. But this also means that they won't have any more room to deploy any blockers. So very interesting. This might be a small mistake on their part, to be honest. If I were them, I'd probably deploy more blockers, ill strike, perfect strike, or something that they can use to fend off my little wings. But given that they still have 3 resources left on hand, that could mean that they have unforeseen that they could use next turn. But with our Fatal and our Gundam, we should just be fine. Let's see. We drew into Mika! Hi Mika! Alright, so let's first Fatal Strike their Lefra. Bye bye Lefra! I'm actually going to use our Mika now to link with our 78 and ping the Lefra, because this allows us to trade in their Lefras with our weenies, given the +1 AP from the Gundam pair. Let's crack the base right away. Let's see if they'll block us. If I were my opponent, I would definitely block this hit with my Rick Diaz, since opening up their shield area means that he will not have enough blockers to block my little weenies. Let's see what he does. Contemplating. Alright, so he does decide to block it. Very good, as expected. So now I'm gonna pair my Umbral with the Adapt and rest their Lefrith next. And now we have another unit that has 5 AP, and then I'm gonna go in right at their Corsica base. And now with all these minis on the field, let's just swing at their shields. I'm hopeful that I can just end the game right here, right now. Please no bases, please no awakened potential, please no bursts. Come on, let's go. Okay, very good. Arc78. Nice. Right into their trash. Next with our other Leo, let's see what it is. Let's see. Yay! No burst! Woohoo! We won! Last hit, unless they have unforeseen in it. Let's see. Oh, they conceded! Yay! Okay, won another one. There it is, guys. We did it. Hope you guys find this gameplay useful. In addition to all the NTC rewards over here, I also got all of these! Ta-da! Look how glorious! I have so many packs. So many packs. Let's open some packs together. We have the Championship Participation Pack and also the Resource Pack. Let's open these two on camera and hopefully I got the Lefrith. Dun, 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 dun. Let's open them up. Boom, 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 boom. Moment of truth. What is this? What is this? Oh, I got the gun tank! Wow, look at this. Okay, let's open the second pack together. Oh, I see a different color scheme. What is this? Oh, I got the Fortress Defense. Pretty cool, guys. Alright, let's open 2 resource packs together. First resource pack. Oh my god, I want Akira, Aspirin. Come on, please. Let's see, guys. Please, please. Oh, Kira! I got Akira. My wish came true. Pretty nice. Very happy. Alright, the second one, guys. Let's see what this is. Oh, I see a different color scheme. So this one is Akira. Oh my god, can you imagine I got Atherin? The bromance be real. Yeah, let's see. Oh. Oh. Oh, I got full frontal. Ta-da! These are all the cards I got. I mean, I got more packs, but you know. Here's all the, here's the 2 resources. And then here are the 2 championship participation pack. Ta-da! Hope you guys enjoyed that pack opening. Alright guys, here we come. Here's the deck list. We have 4 copies of our Weenie GM, 3 copies of our Isaac, 4 copies of Grace Custom, and 4 copies of Guntank. For level 3, we have 2 Hyakuran, 1 Resolve, 3 Gundam Barbatos Bird Form, and of course our 4 copies of Gundam Barbatos Adapt. Next we have 4 copies of our RX-78, 2 copies of NT1. That's for our units. Next, moving on to pilots, we have 4 copies of Mikazuki, 4 copies of Amuro, 3 copies of Fatal Strike, 2 copies of Pot of Greed, 4 copies of our Corsica base, and lastly, our white base, 2 copies of this. Oops. Ta-da! This is the final deck list. So glorious. Yay. Hope you enjoyed the deck list and the gameplay. Hope this inspires you to take Blurple to win your very own NTC4 as well. In case you've noticed, I'm actually wearing my very own custom designed OK t-shirt. This features Bandai's favorite child Amuro doing a Gundam facepalm. I designed this myself and it's up on my YouTube shop, so please check it out if you love getting Amuro'd as much as I do. A big thank you to my Haro Squad channel members as well as my ultimate coordinators, Yams Hobby and SkinTech88. Please look forward to a member exclusive extended gameplay video with my The O deck coming soon. Check out my journey on going undefeated at my previous tournaments during my prep for LCQ here, and my Tokyo Gundam base adventures here as well. See you guys next time! Bye bye! Love you guys! And thank you for saying hi to me at the biggest event. Thank you. Thank you guys so much, really. From the bottom of my heart. Bye bye.